Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Bhakta Vrinda. Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Rakshama Krishna 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 Rakshama Krishna 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 Rakshama Krishna Keshava Krishna Keshava Krishna Keshava Pahi Mam.
Krishna Kesava Krishna Kesava Krishna Kesava
Krishna Keshava Krishna Keshava Krishna Keshava Pahi Mam.
Krishna Kesava Krishna Kesava Krishna Kesava Parima
Rama Raghava Rama Raghava Rama Raghava Rachamam.
Rama Raghava Rama Raghava Rama Raghava
Rama Raghava Rama Raghava Rama Raghava Rakshamam.
Rama Raghava Rama Raghava Rama
Krishna Keshava Krishna Keshava Krishna Keshava Pahi Mam.
Krishna Kesava Krishna Kesava Krishna Kesava Parima
Rama Raghava Rama Raghava Rama Raghava Rakshamam.
Rama 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 Rama
Jaya
Rama
Gauranita Jaya Gauranita Gauranita Jaya Gauranita.
Jaya Gauranita Jaya Gauranita Jaya Gauranita
Jaya Radha Ras Bihari Radha Ras Bihari Radhe.
Jaya Radha Bihari Radha Bihari Radhe
Jaya Radha Ras Bihari Radha Ras Bihari Radhe.
Jaya Radha Bihari Radha Bihari Radhe
Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Bhakta Hanuman Sita Ram Lakshman Bhakta Hanuman.
Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Bhakta Hanuman
Jaya Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Jaya Giri Govardhan.
Jaya Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Jaya Giri Govardhan
Jaya Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Jaya Giri Govardhan.
Jaya Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Jaya Giri Govardhan
Jaya Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Jaya Krishna Balaram.
Jaya Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Jaya Krishna Balaram
Jaya Radhe Shyam Radhe Shyam Radhe Shyam Jaya Radhe Shyam.
Jaya Radhe Shyam Radhe Shyam Radhe Shyam Jaya Radhe
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Prabhupada.
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Prabhupada
Jaya
Prabhupada
Jaya Prabhupada 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 Prabhupada.
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Prabhupada
Jaya
Prabhupada
Jaya Gurudev 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 Gurudev.
Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Gurudev
ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रताचार्य स्तोत्र श्री श्रीमदे श्री भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की
Jai
जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रताचार्य स्तोत्र श्री श्रीमद भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की
Jai
अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की All
Jai.
glories assembled devotees.
Hare
All glories
Krishna.
assembled devotees.
Hare
Hare
All
Krishna.
glories
Krishna.
assembled devotees.
Hare
Hare
All
Krishna.
glories to Sri Sri Guru and Gauranga. All
Hare.
glories to Srila Prabhupada. Read from Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita. You got the text? No.
Preaching to America. Part 2, Los Angeles, July 22, 1975. More than 3 weeks had passed since Prabhupada had given the order for the BPP to produce 17 books in 2 months. Now, Rameshwara and Radha Vallabha reported that work was going on around the clock in all departments and that devotees were determined to meet their deadlines. Most press workers attended Mangalarti at 4:30 a.m., chanted their prescribed rounds of japa, and worked all day until late at night, sometimes taking only
One second. The text is posted in the group. Acha. Okay.
Additional editors, painters, photographers, indexers, typists, proofreaders, and layout men had been called in from other ISKCON departments. Everyone was cooperating to fulfill Srila Prabhupada's design. It was as though nothing else existed except the task before them. Sport Press, one of the largest printers in the country, had taken the job of printing, agreeing to push back all other assignments to free their presses and binders for work 24 hours a day until all 17 volumes were printed. The paper company in New York had agreed to supply paper at affordable terms to meet all the deadlines. The BPT top photographer was in India, photographing places of Chaitanya Leela, especially in Bengal and Orissa. Srila Prabhupada freely gave his time to the artists and the Bengali editors answering their questions. Several times a day, his disciples would come to him about the exact use of such words. This was not merely a matter of linguistic scholarship, since each word had to be translated in light of the previous acharyas, explanations, and Prabhupada's own Krishna conscious realization. Prabhupada had cautioned disciple editors not to change but to ask.
Okay. Next.
About how things according to Prabhupada transcendental vision. In their desire to have the paintings completely excluded, they were ready to ask him almost endless questions. Prabhupada had said that transcendental paintings of his disciples were windows to the spiritual world. The artist did not want their imaginations to obscure the view. One day, Rameshwar came into Prabhupada's room, carrying canvas by one of the artists whose proficiency the more experienced artist questioned. The artist in question, Gauri Devi Dasi, was a book distributor with artistic talent, dressed into emergency service for the book production marathon. Rameshwar showed Sri Prabhupada her painting of the Gundicha temple. Prabhupada's verdict, "Oh, this is very nice." One of the senior artists was present and pointed out several technical errors, but Prabhupada replied, "A blind uncle is better than none." Besides, he said, the painting showed a devotional spirit that readers of the book would appreciate. Due to Sri Prabhupada's presence in Los Angeles, the book production marathon intensified. Even without attending Prabhupada's morning walks or classes or evening readings in the garden, the press workers were ecstasy. All day they worked at what possible and to take time off to go see him. The reason would be selfish, giving all their energy for Krishna. They felt blissful. The praise was busy day and night. To see devotees slumped over their desk or typewriters or lying beside their businesses at 2 or 3 in the morning was not unusual. Proofreaders saw manuscripts come into and out of their hands so quickly they could hardly bear it. An artist might fall asleep before an uncompleted painting and awaken to find it being
Just 1 second. Our Zoom viewers are able to follow what is happening here.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Yes,
Anju ji,
Prabhuji.
you are at home or किधर है? Rajasthan. Rajasthan. Hare Krishna.
Rajasthan. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Prabhuji,
Oh, nobody is answering.
Yes,
Anju ji, are you able to
Prabhuji.
hear?
Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna,
Oh,
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna,
One-
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
You are
Hare
able to.
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
so
Prabhuji.
Anju ji, can you give the screen sharing rights? I will share the screen where they are reading.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Screen share. Okay. Database. Okay. Continue.
An uncompleted painting and person find it being finished at another artist's studio. Also running on very little sleep. Orchestrate everything, including the photographer in India, the printer, and the paper company. Sometimes he would work directly with Radha Vallabh on various aspects of the production. Radha Vallabh had set the deadlines and he kept
Okay, all the best. You are coming tonight, na?
नहीं मैं आज काम नहीं है मैं काम फोन आया तो
supplies, seeing to their needs, begging and forcing them to complete their quotas. But one night he took a plate and entered Prabhupada's room during an informal gathering of devotees. Prabhupada, his eyes closed, his head gently open,
Hare Krishna.
listening to a tape of himself singing bhajans. Opening the eyes and seeing Radha Vallabh seated among the others, he said, I am teaching you, and again closed his eyes. One of the devotees spoke up and said, oh no, no Prabhupada, you are not bothering us. But another devotee turned to Radha Vallabh and said, I think Prabhupada was talking to you. Radha Vallabh realized what Prabhupada means. He was telling him to go back to work. It was as if Prabhupada was actually saying, why are you sitting here looking at me? Get back to work. The Prabhupada was pleased with the sincerity of his disciples. 17 books in 2 months he had asked them to produce. And they, rather than try to explain to him why his math was impossible, and taken the order so seriously that they could not conceive of rejecting or changing or modifying it. Instead of modifying the order, they had modified their lives. They had gone beyond the realm of routine work into the realm of extraordinary effort. As a result, both they and Prabhupada felt great satisfaction. As Prabhupada said, it was all an arrangement for the satisfaction of Lord Chaitanya and the previous acharyas.
Okay, next.
Prabhupada decided to continue his US tour, visiting Laguna Beach and San Diego, then going on to Dallas. From there, he would visit New Orleans and the nearby Eastern Farm in Mississippi. Then on Detroit, Toronto, Boston, and New York, eventually traveling to Europe and India. From Prabhupada's point of view, his touring was imperative for spreading Krishna consciousness. As he had said in his arrival address at Bhakti, I'm traveling all over the world, thrice in a year. It used to be that my disciples accepted me as Guru even for now. That is my anxiety. Prabhupada's concern was for his disciples, but also for all people. Distressed by the fallen and ignorant state of humanity, especially in the West, he wanted to help the English-speaking world, as his spiritual master had ordered. This had been his spirit 2 years ago in Calcutta, when he had risen from his sick bed and flown to London to take part in the Rath Yatra. This was his great desire to preach in the West, where people were so strongly under the grip of speculative philosophies, denying God and glorifying sin with earth. The mass of people would not easily change their ignorant ways, but if he could make only 1% of your dignity, he said, then his work would be successful. Prabhupada would work intensively with his important India projects for a few months, but then would always return to the West to obtain food and preach. Both were required, developing his projects in India and touring the West. Then Yogi Bhajan and company in Bhakti expressed their commitment and how Prabhupada was personally maintaining his disciples by traveling all over the world. Prabhupada had admitted that it was difficult and that he was trying to train his BBC secretaries to reach his mission. But so far it seemed that as long as he had the power to do so, he would continue to travel.
Okay. One second. What is that?
Laguna Beach. Laguna Beach, July 25, 1975. Laguna Beach was about a 2-hour drive south of Los Angeles. The temple, a house near the beach, was crowded with guests and visiting devotees. After Prabhupada had taken his seat upon the newly upholstered Vyasasana, some of the temple leaders came forward one at a time and bathed his feet. In the course of his lecture, Prabhupada spoke against taking intoxicating drugs. Is there anyone here who can say, I am the controller? Is there anyone who will answer this? You may think that you are the controller, but you are controlled by a drug. The city of Laguna Beach was notorious as an illicit drug center. Prabhupada had come not to flatter anyone with sentimental spirituality, but to cut through their illusions. Bathing the feet of the spiritual master was good, but to be a genuine devotee, one had to strictly follow the regulations. One had to choose whether to be controlled by drugs or by Krishna. Prabhupada stayed next door to the temple in a neighbor's house. His first visitor was
Rishidas.
who had given up his initiation vows and fallen away from Krishna consciousness. Sporting long, curly hair and a beard, he had casually dropped by to pay a little visit to his former spiritual master. Prabhupada received Rishi warmly, and they both exchanged smiles and laughed. Rishi's demeanor, however, was brazen, almost defiant, and he showed no contrition. Prabhupada was not very happy to see the state of this boy, to whom he had awarded the sannyas order a few years before. In earlier years, Prabhupada had cried when a dear disciple had left him. In those days, the fall of a disciple had been rare, almost unheard of. But over the years, Prabhupada has seen more casualties, even among his GBC leaders and sannyasis. In 1960, Krishna Devi Dasi had left her husband. So Prabhupada had consoled Subala by reminding him devotee. The wonderful thing is not that Krishna Rasi has left. Srila Prabhupada had said, but that we can stay in Krishna consciousness. Although devotees left Krishna consciousness for various reasons, Srila Prabhupada saw them all as having been tricked by illusion. The result was almost always the same, whether the opportunities or whatever. Usually, he or she would strict path of self-realization.
Okay, next.
This was certainly proof of and Prabhupada asked him what he was doing with his life. He answered, sir, he was praying successfully. There was no need to ask whether he was chanting 16 rounds or following his own rules, but Rishi wanted to assure Sri Prabhupada that he was doing fine. I think I have more freedom now, said Rishi. Do you think you have freedom? Challenge. Some, Rishi replied, a studying and working. What is your age? Prabhupada asked. 29. Are you free not to become ruler? Srila Prabhupada persisted. Then what is your freedom? She gave a short laugh. I don't care. That's all right, Prabhupada replied. But I am researching. I am now 78. I don't wish to die, but I am forced. But you two are forced to become old. No one wants to be old. Recalling some of the Krishna conscious philosophy, she tried to argue against Prabhupada, saying that although he was forced to grow old according to transmigration of the soul, he would be free after death. And anyway, there were other freedoms. Prabhupada stuck to his original point and said that death is inevitable. Old age no one wants. Everyone wants youth. Even an old man goes to the beach for health. I want youth, but I cannot have it. So where is the freedom? Prabhupada then spoke at length for Rishi's benefit as well as for the benefit of the other devotees in the room. Persons under the influence of Maya said declare that they are free. The drug addict or the drunkard thinks he is free to lie down on the street. Yet his actions involve the strict laws of physical nature. The Emperor declares himself put into jail. What is therefore, Krishna says, Prabhupada explained that whatever little freedom you have got, just surrender that freedom to me. Prabhupada's coming towards freedom, getting to the point. Within 2 hours of his arrival, he had already exposed the Ravana beach with teeth. She continued to smile and argue, but before Prabhupada, he was just another youth and with no real answers. Prabhupada was not interested in debating. He wanted to keep his disciple. Rishi, however, was using whatever freedom he had defied Krishna's representative, trusting instead in his youth, his intoxication, and his music.
Okay, next.
The door opened. These are some professors. The Prabhupada announced a devotee who form part of our congregation. Prabhupada greeted the new guests and asked that they sit up front on cushions. I was talking with this boy about freedom, said the Prabhupada. So I say there is no freedom for us. We are always dependent. What is your opinion about it? One of the professors said he agreed, and Prabhupada continued speaking. He talked with the professors for more than an hour. Near the end, the painter's 3-year-old son, Soumya, walked up to Prabhupada from the back of the room. Prabhupada gave him some money that was on the desk, and the boy ran back to his mother and gave her the money. Yes, when I was young, Prabhupada reminisced. If I got money, I would take it to my mother, but then, when I would become angry at her, I would demand it back. Sometimes I would steal money from my mother's purse and go watch Charlie Chaplin movies. His favorite scene was in a film called Hard Times. He said when Charlie Chaplin sat down at the table with a knife and fork to eat a boot.
Okay. Let's stop here. Charlie Chaplin. See, Prabhupada, Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. That was marathon. Practically, it is next to impossibility, you can say. That also, they don't know Bengali and translation and typesetting. Those days are not like computer typesetting, those days are very different. Cutting, pasting and all, you'll have to do typesetting means. You have to print it and then cut and paste kind of thing. So to produce 17 volumes was so impossible, but because Prabhupada wanted it, they did actually. Any outsider would have resigned the job and gone. So do whatever. And it happened. somebody, they'll say it is like a myth actually, it's a mythology. It's not myth, it actually happened. Huh?
Like a miracle.
Miracle, yes. Some devotees always leave actually. There really always some people who leave. Here you can see Rishi Das. He got sannyas. Prabhupada took a risk and gave, but then he left and he didn't feel anything bad about it. So these are the kind of people, they didn't even know what is the value of their getting mercy from Prabhupada, but still, you can see he was not really feeling bad about it, speaking to Prabhupada directly. Whether we have freedom or not. Point of view, if you are not very free, somebody who is in the jail thinks he's free. Somebody who is outside the jail thinks he is free. From the you are not free actually. Even though nobody is binding me actually, but we are bound by the unseen ropes of material nature, entanglement. You can say, wait a minute, where am I entangled? No, I'm not entangled really. Entangled means with some ropes, something is entangled, you cannot remove it and things like that, entangled. But we are not entangled. No, I'm okay, I'm free, no? But our own karma is binding us. The law of karma is binding us. The material nature is binding us. Prabhupada is telling that, oh, you are free? What about free from getting old? If I am free, the thing should happen according to my will, no? But it's not happening. Actually, we are forced by the material nature. The time factor is forcing. Days are passing. We are getting old. If I am free, as you said, then I should not grow old. Then why don't you stop that? No, you can't. Time is flowing. We have to flow along with the time. Even though we may appear to be like really free, we are not really free in that sense. Oh, achha. Okay. So in that way, Prabhupada is making the point to make him understand, but then say, whatever free I have got, it's okay for me. All right, we'll stop reading Prabhupada Lilamrita now and switch over to Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.